This episode of Talking Time with Caffeine is brought to you by nothing, because we have no sponsors. Nothing. It's what you do when you're bored.
And here's baby.
Our guest star for today. I should say, it's just me and Snick today, for now at least. MarioTube is MIA with his dog, because apparently no one took care of him.
I took care of him like a half hour ago.
Your dog, yes, but not Mario's dog. So you had an accident. You had an accident today.
No accident. I pulled a stupid stunt. In short, I walked about 15 minutes to a Walgreens that's nearby to get myself some soda cans. I got 3 12-packs because it was 3 for $12. For 36 cans for the whole week I have with Boy right here as he lays down against me. That's pretty good. But, at least as far as I'm aware, but I had to carry all that shit back because there's no cars here because I'm by myself. Not that I could even drive anyway, but that's besides the point. So I had to walk back with all of it. Kind of made me wish that you were able to buy your own shopping carts and then just bring them with.
You can always. Apparently, you can always go to, if you had money, you can always go to have Uber delivery or something, but that's expensive, I bet.
Yeah, I am not paying for Uber.
McDonald's is doing that now.
So I had to carry that shit 15 minutes. It took like a half hour. Because, I mean, I was walking with it relatively okay for about the first 7 minutes or so. And then I got worn out at that point. I asked for bags in order to carry the boxes, but immediately one of the bags ripped, so I had to carry all 3 of them.
You still got those not plastic bags, but those cloth bag things. Those things carry a lot of stuff.
Oh my god, but they didn't have that crap.
Damn it.
But, so I had to repeatedly put the shit down so I could catch my breath, and then lift them up again, and it was like I told this to Van Delia earlier, but it was like that one scene from freaking Spider-Man Homecoming where Spider-Man's like, come on, Spider-Man! Come on, Spider-Man! While trying to lift debris. Like a whole bunch of rubble that fell on him because of the vulture. And yeah, like eventually it got to the point where I was getting closer and closer to my house, and I had to carry them. I eventually put all the bags together, and I tried to carry them all at once, and then one of the handles ripped, so I had to go back to my old method.
I hate when that happens.
And let's just say, by the time I got back, I was getting more sore and sore and sore. And I really, like, right as I was, like, as soon as I was passing by my next door neighbor's house, I really wanted to put everything down, but I couldn't. I had to power on through. I put all the shit on my steps, and then I just gradually brought each box in one at a time, and now, I don't even know how I'm lifting this arm right now, because for, like, in the immediate aftermath, it was freaking, both arms were numb. Like, apparently in interviews, John McCain claimed that when he was a POW in Vietnam for years, apparently they strung him up by the arms, and by the time he was finally freed, and boy, just changed my channel, damn it.
What did he change it to?
He changed to NBC.
Like, oh, screw this. Baby's like, screw this, I'm watching NBC now. Like, I'm watching...
No, I'm watching the movie channel.
Be like, change it again. Like he's like, no, Snick, I'm watching TV now.
No, this is what Boy's doing. He had to shift himself as he sleeps with me.
He was changing the channel on purpose.
Well, yeah. So he claimed in the aftermath, after he was rescued, he couldn't lift his arms for a while because that's the damage that the POW camp did. But yeah, like, obviously, I think undoubtedly I'm gonna be coming back, not feeling any sort of soreness by tomorrow. But still, it was a really stupid thing, and if I ever have to walk out and get anything again, I either have to bring a better method of transporting the shit, or I need to freaking not even get that much crap.
Yeah, definitely, if you can, find some bigger bags, cloth bags, like reusable bags, because those things are a lifesaver. And they can hold two of those. Hold on, let me get
My aunt's here.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, my aunt is here. I am gonna be back in a sec.
Snick's MIA for my demonstration. Yep. Display, not display text. Text. Going down. Looks like Snick's got a roommate. We'll be back to these messages. Finding ID messages. Channel. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Sorry about that.
Incoming guest stars.
I mean, incoming guest stars. Oh, my aunt and uncle.
Yeah. Was that Wally?
Yup. It was the man, the myth, the legend himself, Uncle Wally.
That's the one of that the cheeseburger song guy and the ice cream guy.
It is the cheeseburger song guy.
Was that the ice cream?
Yes,
Was it?
it is him.
Was it the ice cream guy too?
No, the ice cream guy is dead, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like, he was here to drop off my aunt because she came back from the airport. He was telling me that I might have to help him because he owns an apartment that he rents out to people. And I might have to help him move some stuff out because they're renovating it.
Okay, like tomorrow or today or?
No, it's Monday morning, and then he said afterward we might go to lunch or something.
For cheeseburgers?
At least I know what kinds of cheeseburgers I like this time, because during the infamous cheeseburger story, I got everything. The burger, the cheese, the ketchup, the pickles, the lettuce, all the goddamn shit that I would not eat back then, and I would not eat most of that today. Because even though I think lettuce is okay, especially when it's like on chicken sandwiches,
It depends. If it's
I hate ketchup and I hate pickles.
I hate pickles too. Lettuce I can handle if as long as it's crunchy. I hate soft lettuce and shaggy. It's ugh. I hate anything. I hate anything mushy really.
Baby worked himself up after playing with Uncle Wally. Hey.
I have to get myself a Pepsi, and I might also get myself a snack, maybe.
It's cooking time with Snick 1990 today in the podcast. Alright. I wonder when Adam's coming. Adam, Mario, where are you? Let's see if Jesse's on.
Wait.
Hey, welcome.
Oh wait. I don't think I'm gonna be in the podcast today. Sorry.
Oh, bye then. Say hi, everybody. Say bye, everybody. Say bye to Jesse, everybody. Bye, Jesse. Bye, games for us. That was quick.
We're going to the goddamn kitchen. Schnick's gonna teach you how to do old versus new Pepsi.
Ooh.
Ay. Let's see. First, you got your cup right here. You gotta put ice in the cup. Well, first I have to rinse it, I think. Alright. Oh, what the fuck? Alright. Alright, now what you do is you gotta put ice in this cup. gonna fill about halfway. Maybe 1/3. There we go. And now we have the specimen. Alright. Here we go. We have the old classic Pepsi can.
Ooh.
With the newest Pepsi, Pepsi Max.
Taste test time? Do a taste test?
I don't know. I'm not trying them on their own. I got like 11 other cans.
Oh, you're like combining them together.
Yes, I am. Fuck. There, I just sipped regular Pepsi. Now I got sugar. Goddamn blood sugar. And then open up the new. Now, here's a trick. Wipe your nose like this. Bang. It vanishes.
What, your snot?
No, the outside.
Oh. Okay, I'm like, what, you picked your nose, but you put it on your Pepsi?
No, middle school. No, freaking elementary school schnick did that shit. And his goddamn sketch videos where he was trying to be freaking, where he tried and failed to be goddamn Saturday Night Live.
I used to do the blowing bubbles in my milk trick.
Never did that crap. Or, well, actually, I did that with the straw, but
Yeah.
I blew with the mouth, not the nostrils.
I did the straw thing.
I have to go get the cans, so that way I can refill as needed. Oh my god.
Can your arms handle this? What?
Yeah, I'll be fine. And there's baby. But now I'm equipped with my goddamn caffeine.
You can't
And
talk.
the MarioTube's still gone.
You haven't heard anything from him.
Huh?
You haven't heard anything from him. I'll try calling him again. Let's see if he...
I mean, from what I understand, I take my dog on much shorter walks compared to other people, but by comparison, he goes out more.
He's here!
Hello.
MarioTube!
We're talking about walking our dogs.
Oh yeah.
Have
mine
you
wasn't.
heard the story of how I got this shit?
A bottle of shampoo?
Oh, this.
So you can turn your camera
Oh, yeah.
on,
Well,
Mario?
I guess. Well, basically, you put it in your Discord already, so I know what happened, kind of. What do you mean, no? What do you mean, no?
There's more to the story.
Well, Schnick's already pissed off. I'm pissing him off even more because I'm drinking water because I don't want to fucking drink caffeine and make myself stay up all night again for like the 5th time or whatever.
Oh, you don't want to play shitty RPG today? Hmm?
You got to. I'm
Dude,
here.
I'm fucking.
You have to play.
Myself.
You have to, because I'm ignoring.
What?
I'm ignoring work's calls. I'm ignoring work right now. They're calling me. I'm ignoring them. So I'm gonna be here tonight. So somebody's playing something.
Bitch.
Well, Brandon isn't here, so.
So what? He can watch it afterward.
Oh damn.
Like, screw work. I'm ignoring
It's
them.
not like he was. There were some episodes where Brandon wasn't there. In fact, in the very first episode, it was just us three.
I guess you got a point.
Getting back to classic.
Oh fuck.
So what's up with you? You're late because your dog was all alone.
Yeah. Nobody took care of her. I had to take care of her. And your camera thing's messed up, and your audio.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Was quite. Oh.
I'm working on it.
I don't know what my audio is like. My audio seems fine, but I don't know about Schnick. In Skype, Schnick sounds fine, but in stream when I was listening to it, it was like, whoa, what? Oh, hi, dog.
I fix that maybe.
Hi, dog. Boy, say hi. You just missed it. There was the fabled Uncle Wally came to visit. He was playing with him.
He came?
He came.
Oh my god.
On Monday, I might have to do some work with him, and then we might go to lunch after. Otherwise, it's my vacation, and all that goddamn Pepsi cans I got, that's what I have for the week. Oh my god, I freaking nearly killed myself getting them.
Yeah, you missed Nick's cooking segment.
Yeah, my goddamn cooking segment. In the fabled kitchen were Shrek casserole.
Oh my god.
Oh no, that's not right.
Neighbors better not hear me.
Come on, work. Damn you, work.
What, you're not home alone?
I am home alone, except with him. But apparently, one night, coincidentally, I think it was one of the nights we were one of us was recording Shrek. The next morning, one of the neighbors, as I was walking by with the dog, said, "You know, I heard your little party yesterday."
Hey, you hear it better now? I turned the Skype up.
What the hell?
That should work better now, I think.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Sorry, I'm just reading a story that's in the newspaper right here.
Oh, what's this? Anything interesting?
No, apparently, a former
bark.
Yeah, my dog's been barking a lot more when he sees people passing by. But no, all the story is that apparently a former football player at my high school got shot. Kind of strange, considering that crime doesn't really happen where I'm at.
Shot at school or shot?
Probably just shot somewhere.
Oh, like no school shooting or something? Was school's already out?
No, there's never been anything like that in my school. I have to get pretzels or something.
Oh yeah, do I have bags on my eyes? That's the real question.
I don't think you do, which means you're healthy. That's a good thing.
Fuck you! I want the bag.
In all seriousness, just get it over with, you know? That way you never have to do it again until cleanup, that is. But that's going to take a while, probably.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I've been to bed at like 9 in the morning, woke up around 3. And that's not the first time this week.
Okay.
I went to bed
it's rough.
At 7 this morning. Woke up at 3 too.
See, if I fucking stayed up so late that I didn't feel like that I should sleep at that point because I would wake up in midday, I feel like I should just try and pull an all-day kind of thing without sleep and say, fuck it, I'll just go to bed tonight, but not now. And then turns out, fuck, can't do it. Oh well.
Wah, wah.
It's horrible. And yet, for some reason, I still end up doing it.
I am trying to find a way to fucking avoid
Oh, by the way,
having to do dishes.
during my earlier stream today, I hit 108 followers on Twitch.
Nice.
Who wants some famous Joker fish?
No.
Joker fish?
Wait, what the fuck? Goldfish?
Gone goldfishing.
Yeah, the snacks that love to kill themselves, apparently, because that's what the goddamn commercials were.
What the hell?
No, seriously! Like, I remember the first commercial I saw for freaking flavor blasted goldfish. the freaking leader of the Goldfish, who's like a teacher, like says, "Oh, this machine will make you flavor blasted. You'll get eaten, so just don't swim into it, okay?" All the students proceed to swim into it.
Oh, I think I forgot to ask you.
And they all land on a plate.
Off topic, I think I forgot to ask you last podcast. I think, or it didn't happen yet. I forget. You had your graduation ceremony already, right? Right, Mario?
You talked too fast. I didn't understand the word you said.
You already had your graduation ceremony, right? A few days ago, last week, or what was it?
Like a couple weeks ago. It was sometime in May, I think. Yeah.
Oh. Did your parents
Like,
did your parents or anybody stick in a video camera or camera?
I think it was the 22nd or 23rd that it happened, and yeah, pretty much a lot of people tried recording.
Yeah, there we go.
And just like my parents, they were trying to be discreet about it, but I don't think they really got a lot of footage to begin with. So. Yeah.
Oh, did they crack that? Did they crack skulls on the people that tried doing it?
I wasn't paying attention. How would I know?
What happened?
I couldn't even see my fucking parents in the goddamn audience. You expect me to know that?
Fucking. I was in a huge ass stadium and I saw my mom and dad.
Well, then you got lucky, I guess.
Hello?
Hey,
Hauser.
we're talking right now. We're talking about dogs and graduation.
Exclamation mark super lurk.
I'm eating right now. So I'll just listen for a little bit and then I'll come in when I'm done eating.
So we were talking about how at Mario's graduation it was forbidden for cameras to be there, but people screw that. They took the cameras anyways.
Despite the fact they didn't really get that much footage anyways, but they still recorded some.
Yeah, we weren't forbidden for our graduation. I guess Mario's school just sucks. Of course, I've done that for a while. Yeah, he was.
Why weren't you allowed to take pictures?
Because they were like, oh, we don't want people running up too close to the stage to take pictures, despite the fact that, from what I could tell, unless you were in the front few rows, then you wouldn't really have that much of a chance.
That's what Zoom's for anyways nowadays. Zoom.
They also didn't want people to cheer because, oh, if you cheer and someone else's name is called, then it's ruined for that person. Even though people cheered anyways,
What?
but not in the sense that they cheered over people's names.
Don't cheer for that person. He's bad.
SJWs, no.
Yeah, I certainly got a lot of boos when I graduated. Everybody was like, fuck you.
Wow.
You got an education. Screw you. I don't have one. Nobody said anything when I graduated.
Really? Yeah, and meanwhile, all I got was the sleeve for the thing. Wow, I can't think apparently. Certificate, yeah. I didn't get the certificate itself because I'm taking a program, and basically they laid out the rule set, and they're like, you can't get your certificate until after you complete this program because reasons, I guess. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't really matter because they gave us this thing that was like a piece of metal practically, or at least it looked like it, and I mean, it's basically the certificate, but not a piece of paper. It's just what it would look like, kind of. So, in a way, we kind of have it, but not really.
It just sounds like they gave you a placeholder.
Yeah, we got like.
I mean, I guess you could say that. I'm not really sure if anyone else got the same thing I did, but I guess that's one way to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a booklet. At Butler when we graduated, like a little booklet thing.
For holding the certificate?
With the certificate in there.
Oh, they gave you the certificate in there.
Yeah.
No, what they did oh, on stage they gave you the holder for the certificate, but you had to get the certificate backstage, which I still think was stupid. Like, everything was organized. You could have just gave us our certificates on stage. I don't see what the problem would have been.
That would require your school to be a good school.
Hmm?
That would require your school to be good at stuff, but it's not. It's not. Your school sucks. No offense, your school.
Well, actually, both the high schools I've been at sucked one way or another. Like, my old high school sucked because there was this freaking teacher that pretty much put me in a pretty bad emotional state because he'd do stupid things all the time, like, oh, look at these math notes, okay? You gotta copy all this down in 30 seconds, and as soon as 30 seconds ends, I'm going to erase it. And it was like just a bunch of stuff on the whiteboard.
Is that
I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Is that the teacher that force-fed you that peanut that you're allergic to?
What? Okay, first off, that wasn't a teacher that I was talking about. That was a student in a special ed class. Second, that was in middle school.
Oh God,
and,
middle school Adam.
Yeah.
No. Can I quickly tell a story?
Sure.
I'm cool with that. I want to hear this story, but I'm not sure you can just casually mention being force-fed a peanut without telling me what that means.
Well, basically, to catch you up, I've already explained this before, but I'll quickly explain it. Basically, the gist of it was that first year in middle school, I got in a special ed class, and I didn't really know what was going on at the time. And this one kid that had some issues wanted to put something in my mouth, and I asked him why, and he refused to tell me what it was or why he was doing it. So I closed my eyes, and my whole plan was to close my eyes, wait a few seconds, and then open them, so then he'd have to turn the thing over. And as soon as I open my eyes, right in my face is a peanut. I slap it out of his hand, and I'm like freaking spooked out because I was about to have something that was life-threatening put in my system. So, yeah, that would have been bad.
I thought the teacher. I thought it was the teacher.
I don't think I ever heard this actually.
What? Really?
Surprise! Either that or it was told so long ago I don't remember.
It was 2 weeks ago.
I don't think you remember.
No, I don't think we actually talked about it on the podcast. I think we talked about when we were looking at peanut allergies at United States and stuff. Like,
Oh.
and we were talking about stupid allergies and stuff, and about how wipes. We found out the article about how baby wipes gives you allergies.
Oh, that article. Oh my god.
I tell you
so
this
stupid.
much. For a while at my movie theater, just before they would start playing the normal trailers for a movie, they would air this PSA where they were essentially claiming that they did statistics about how many people had life-threatening food allergies. And I don't know, something felt weird about it. Like, it claimed that allergies were a disease that needed to be eradicated. To me, is that even possible?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that allergies are genetic.
Allergies
Well, I guess
are not a
you-
disease.
but
It's
you-
like a deficiency in the body.
Is it
Like, there's
genetic?
a
I guess
difference.
the only way to do that is to breed people. Is to kill people who have allergies, like breed them out, to breed them out of the system. Like, no more kids for you.
It's almost like the way Autism Speaks treats autism, because they too claim autism is a disease that needs to be eradicated. And plenty of a lot of big name YouTubers that actually have autism hate them because of it. Because in their own words, they put it like this: in order to cure people of autism, you need to travel back in time and make them be born without the genes that gave them autism in the first place.
You know what it reminds me of? The people that said to get gay people out of the gene pool, you put them all on an island. That way they can't breed with the straight people.
Oh, for a second I thought my internet died.
Yeah, the guy said, "Oh, if we put gays and lesbians on an island, then they can't breed with the straight people, and there'll be no more gay people in America, because that's how that works."
But were they talking about males or females specifically,
Both.
or just generally?
Anyone that's gay.
Yeah, they talk about both. Yeah.
That is stupid. Okay, if that legitimately happened, and it was a forced thing, and nobody did anything about it to stop it, literally, they would just have to come to terms and do it for survival.
But
because
what
else are you going to do?
You know what the problem with that theory is, though? Do you know who gay people's parents are? Straight people! You know, gays don't breed and produce more gay people. Straight people breed and produce gay people.
Jesus Christ.
This is getting confusing for my tired brain.
Well,
I was always told as a kid that babies came from a stock, and then they would this big bird would bring them, and then they would drop them off at the parents' house. I thought that's how it worked.
oh my God. And, you know, it's funny. I remember there was one episode of, I think it was The Cosby Show. All I know is that something with Bill Cosby. And, essentially, they brought the exact same argument. Cosby's character was trying to describe how a baby is actually born, and his child keeps stubbornly explaining how the stork works, and he's gets utterly defeated by how she comes up with an explanation for everything.
His granddaughter, the Raven girl.
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah, it was the girl that was played by Raven Simone.
Oh wow.
That got her own Disney Channel show later on. That's a Raven.
Yeah.
It's like, she's like, you're a doctor, you should know these things. It's like, you're a doctor, you should know this kind of stuff.
Oh God. Yeah, but that was a long time ago when I saw that, so I don't remember.
I was a kid. I think I saw that when I was in elementary school, Vermont.
Well, anyways, before the story gets forgotten, getting back to the math thing that was brought up. So you mentioned something about having to write stuff down within 30 seconds. In 4th grade, I had to deal with something called the Math Minute or something like that. We would be given a worksheet that had 20 math questions, and we had a minute to do them all. Not necessarily all of them, but as many as we could.
Were they multiplication tables?
Yeah, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division.
Right.
So, yeah, we did that regularly throughout the year, and then one day when we did it, I think it was weekly, I don't remember exactly how often we did it,
Ooh.
but one day we were about to start, and one kid's like, "Mister, can I go use the bathroom?" And he said, "Go ahead." Oh, I probably should have elaborated first. So, when the minute was to begin, he would always say, "Go." So, on this particular day, I'll rephrase. We're about to start, but then one kid suddenly raises their hand, and he or she is like, "Mister, can I go use the bathroom?" "Go ahead."
Right.
One kid leaves. All of us are waiting for him to start to say go so that we start. We're just sitting there waiting for about a minute. I'm hoping you're seeing where this is going. And he says, so about after a minute, "Stop, put your pencil down, pass your papers."
You started when he said go ahead. I got him.
Yep, apparently when he said go ahead, he just started it for some reason. And almost nobody did their thing. Nobody did anything.
No, it sounds like his reasoning was as soon as he says the word go, no matter what context it is, you have to do it. But kids, including you thought if he says go in this specific way, in these specific conditions, then we start. So, good job, teacher. Idiot.
Yeah, like, well, then again, I told several stories of what happened in 4th grade. For one thing, my 4th grade teacher was the first teacher I had that was a man.
Oh, there was this girl. There's this teacher. It was in elementary school, the grade right before we went to 3rd or 4th grade. Her name was Miss Putnam. Man, she had big old boobies.
Were you
Tell you
a
that much.
Were you healthy or Demet?
I was at Demet.
I was at. Me and your brother were healthy.
Man, girl, that girl has some big boobies. I remember. And then there was a bunch of ugly. There was this guy named Mr. Latta. He probably still teaches. His whole shtick was he had a piano in the middle of his class, even though he wasn't a music teacher. He was just a general teacher, and he was gay. I mean, at the time, the kids didn't know he was gay, but when you got older, you could be like, "Oh, that's a flamboyant gay man," and you got it. But he fucked.
Kind of the same thing in my school, actually.
He would play piano for the kids, and I loved it. There was also this gym teacher we had named Mr. Grody, and what was his name? Mr. Grody? Yeah, that sounds right. He was really cool because when we had this camping outing, I remember, like, I don't remember what it was for. It was some sort of camp thing for school, and he played us a song when we were in the fucking bunks. You know, we're all like little kids away from our parents for the first time at a school outing, and he played it with his guitar.
Was this Wolden Altars or Alt?
It was something like that, where you stay the night for a weekend or something.
Yeah.
Or a week.
Yeah, we went there in 4th grade. Was that 4th grade trip?
I don't know. It was definitely middle school, but I don't know what grade.
No. In 4th grade, we went to Wolden Altars, and 6th was we would have gone to Chicago. It wasn't canceled, and 8th grade was Washington.
Right. I just remember him being pretty cool because he played this song about, like, I don't know, it was like a gumdrop forest and bubble gum, and it was like, oh man, I'm scared to death about sleeping with all these fucking kids I don't know, and bunk beds and shit. Everybody was like, I don't know, it was a cool thing for him to do.
Oh, off topic real fast, that reminds me. In my 4th grade trip to Wolden Altars, I almost accidentally walked into the girls' dorm area because we had
Oh god.
we had 3 cabins. One was all guys, one was all girls, and one was a co-ed. I was in the co-ed dorm, and I actually almost walked into the girls part of the dorm. Of course, I was only 9 at the time, so I wasn't really into girls that much. I wasn't really into girls that way when I was 9 years old. So
I don't have to tell my camp stories because there's already an entire podcast episode where I had to explain all the bullshit.
Camp stories? You don't even need to look for podcasts. Just watch your playlist of
Watch
your
my
Let's Play.
playlist.
Of your Let's Play.
Oh my god, the worst RPG ever. Basically an entire goddamn game where I was freaking ranting about how bad a camp I went to was, but it really wasn't that bad because I thought I was just a freaking egotistical prick. Except for
that Grasshopper kid, he was an asshole.
Yeah, Grasshopper kid was kind of a douche, but
real fast, Hauser, story short, those grasshoppers got eaten by ants.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a tank of pet grasshoppers. He was just going outside and putting in the tank. And then on the last day, like, freaking ants broke into the damn tank and they started killing all the grasshoppers.
Damn. Savage ants, dude.
Yeah. And before you ask, nope, I didn't do it. I don't think anybody did it, actually.
There was no witnesses that day.
Did you guys look into Ant-Man? Maybe he did it.
Yeah, maybe we should go see if Ant-Man did it, because I'd certainly tell you, in all seriousness, I would not have done it because I'm squeamish around bugs.
I want think of Ant-Man. I want to know if that sequel takes place before or after the Infinity Wars.
Ant-Man the Wasp?
Yeah.
Imagine, like, everyone's seen Avengers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Adam, you care, or have you seen it?
Don't really care.
Yeah, like, imagine the movie just ends with, like, a couple of characters fading away after Thanos does his stuff. Considering none of the Ant-Man characters were in Avengers.
I could have swore Paul Rudd was in it.
I don't think he was. I think
he's like in that big fight scene where they're trying to like wrangle Thanos. Is he in it? No, maybe I'm wrong.
I think he was
Yeah, like Hawkeye and Ant-Man were not in it, even though it was believed they were going to be in it. I mean, they might appear in the sequel.
Because I know I watch the Avengers movies for Hawkeye. That's who I watch it for.
And
He's
it's
my
funny
favorite.
because the actor who played Hawkeye could not appear in the Mission Impossible movie that's releasing this summer because he was busy filming for Avengers, and then he's not in Infinity War.
Let's see, he was filming. Let's see, he was filming for Avengers.
Well,
2.
yeah, both of them were filming back to back, but
What's it going to take to kill that franchise? Ugh.
A bad
what's it
director.
going to take to kill Mission Impossible? I don't know. When
Michael,
Tom Cruise retires.
I know how. Have Michael Bay direct an episode. Just kidding.
Is Tom Cruise going to have to die for that?
Said have Michael Bay.
Funny thing is, apparently Tom Cruise was trying to get Jeremy Renner to take his place, but now he's not even in the new movie. Oh, and by the way, the Mission Impossible 6 is the reason for the controversial CGIing of removing Superman's mustache, because Henry Cavill, the guy who plays Superman in Justice League, he had to get a whole beard and everything for his role in Mission Impossible, so when they were doing the reshoots, they had to CG all of his facial hair out, and that's why it looks bad.
Kind of like how they, like Captain America, they CG'd off of Chris Evans' muscles off of him.
Oh, and it's funny because when they were filming the post-credit scene of the original Avengers, where they're all just in the shawarma place eating together, apparently Chris Evans had a full beard at that point, but instead of CGing it out, he just simply covered his face with his mouth, kind of like this.
Earlier Stick was telling me about was making a Pepsi drink mixture, and it reminded me of when you made those pizzas at your apartment or your parents' house one time.
Yeah, they're pretty easy to make. I mean, I was just getting into like baking a lot. I like baking. That was the only type of cooking other than here recently in the past couple months that I liked. For the last 5 years, I've essentially eaten boxed meals for dinner and stuff, like frozen TV dinners for dinner for the past 5 years. It's been pretty bad. I started around February. I decided I wanted to change that, so I've been trying to actually make dinners, and I know exactly what I learned. Exactly what I knew which is that I just suck at cooking, no matter what it is. I just suck at it.
I'm good at baking. I can't cook very well because I can't tell if I have a meat thermometer. Otherwise, I'd probably be eating it raw or burnt. I can't.
Well, I imagine a meat thermometer would probably be beneficial regardless.
Yeah, true. I can't tell pink from red and stuff. So I can't tell if it's cooked or not on the inside.
Oh my yeah.
That's why I was allowed on the grill over at Wendy's.
Oh yeah, and Schnick, when Vandalia mentioned the Pepsi thing, and this is a good time to ask this, what was that whole thing when you were pouring the sodas and then you stuck your finger in the drink? What was that about?
Oh, it was a tactic that I was actually taught. You know how, like, soda foams and, like, you have to, like, wait for it to go down?
The fizz?
Yeah, the fizz.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually taught a neat trick that can make it go down faster. All you gotta do is wipe your face like this, stick it in the drink.
You know what I was taught growing up? To tilt your cup sideways when you pour tilt your cup sideways when you're pouring it.
See, I tried the sideways cup thing, and unless you pour in a certain way, it's not really that beneficial. I mean, it kind of works. It really depends. I think it depends on the type of soda and the condition of it and just a lot of stuff.
I say, speaking of that, of pop and stuff, I usually don't put ice in my pop if I can help it, because I don't like water. I usually only put ice in water, because if ice melts in the water, it's more water. But if ice melts in pop and other stuff, it's like it's all watered down. It's watered down pop, and that tastes terrible.
Like the instant that you put it in, or after you waited a certain amount of time?
After the ice melts.
Well, don't let the ice melt. I mean, Unless you drink slow. I mean, I don't know.
Or if you
Well,
put it
like
down,
when
forget
you
about it.
I think he's talking. Well, I know what he's saying, but here's a better example. Of like when I go to, I don't go there much anymore right now, but like when I went to Taco Bell, I heard someone order it this way once, and I just order it like that. I don't know, pretty often. Like say I wanted a Baja Blast, which is my favorite drink at Taco Bell. I'll say a Baja Blast, light ice or no ice, because you get less in your cup. When they fill the cup all the way up with ice, okay, the beverage comes out cold, you get a less amount of ice because that ice, takes up space in the cup. So what you do is you get no ice, they fill it to the brim, and then you take it home and you sip on it a little bit, and then you put your own ice in, and you get more for your buck. That's not very much, but, 32 ounces with a full cup of ice at a Taco Bell is like $2, and you don't get, like, all your drink. I'm kind of like, I love that drink. It's my favorite drink. I'm kind of weird, though, so I can...
They sell that stuff in bottles at the BP.
I have a couple bottles of it for emergencies, in case I go insane. I'm going to need it.
Well, I guess your explanation makes sense.
Yeah, I've been trying to cut back on pop for lately. I've been cutting back on everything. I've been in like a workout binge. Cut back on pop and everything.
I don't drink pop anymore at work when I'm trying to when I need to stay awake. I just can't do it on my own.
I'm only drinking Pepsi right now because I have to spend a whole week on my own without really leaving the house or doing anything, and I had to basically get my own supplies, even though I didn't really need to. But after this week, I'm probably just gonna stick to iced tea.
Well, that reminds me, yeah. This is the bag. This is the bag I was talking about earlier. This is like the I got Kroger's. Thing.
Alright, I gotta go downstairs because the phone's gonna die.
These things are a lifesaver. They can like carry like 5 plastic bags worth, and they don't break as easily.
Both arms are still sore.
Actually, speaking of caffeine, you wanna know something I never understood?
What?
People always say, "Oh, caffeine is an addictive drug," yet I find myself one day not drinking any of it, and then a few days later drinking some of it, and then just kind of on and off.
Well, anything, caffeine is a drug, and it depends. I guess it depends if your body can, like alcoholism. I guess it depends. Your body is like craving it. I want it. I need it.
Well,
it's like SpongeBob. Oh my god.
I mean, it might be a little bit extreme when I say this. I'm not really too sure, but I'm kind of certain that drugs, when it comes to people, are kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Person by
predictable.
Person by person basis.
No, I'd say it's Damn, I can't figure out the word I'm wanting to use.
Optional?
No, not optional. It's like a word that you use for something that repeats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'll just use predictable. It's the closest one I can think of. Anyways, yeah, drugs are predictable with people. Usually people have the same kind of situations with them, but with alcohol, it depends, like you said. But if drugs are a lot more predictable with people, then why do people always say that caffeine is addictive, but yet I don't get addicted to it? I mean, unless they're saying you have to have an extreme or certain kind of caffeine,
well, because
but you don't find sodas?
Well, some people are like, all drugs are bad. They're like, all drugs are bad people. Like,
I don't know if this answers what you're trying to say, but just because you're not addicted to it doesn't mean that other people aren't addicted to it.
Like, for instance, some people are addicted to gambling, and then other people don't even understand the appeal of gambling.
Or they can gamble once, like, whatever. Like, people like gamble once, like, oh my god, I gotta do this again. The rush! The rush!
I'll tell you this much, I never got addicted to gambling because I freaking do a lottery ticket once. I'm like, oh, I didn't win anything? That's bullshit. Bye-bye.
That's funny you guys brought up gambling. My brother just won $1,600 at the casino yesterday.
$1,600? Oh.
Roger or Aaron?
Well, that would mean that I would be Ryan Roberts. I'm not Ryan Roberts. I'm Matt Hauser. My brother is.
Damn it! Well, sorry. God
It's
damn.
okay.
And also,
My brother Jason.
also, while that is a good point, Hauser, I have also never seen an example of someone being addicted.
Oh, there's plenty of example. Like, I think, isn't there like a whole TV show centered on people addicted to stuff like gambling?
Oh,
Was
you
that
should just
Hoarder?
watch the Learning Channel, man. They have the weirdest stuff on there.
What's that? Hoarders? Hoarders?
No,
Like,
hoarder. I mean, maybe hoarders has something to do with it, but hoarders are people that just keep a bunch of bullshit they don't need.
They're addicted, not throwing things away.
Yeah.
I think the Learning Channel is like the name of that channel is like not correct. They should that's false advertising.
Well, neither of the channels are correct. Like
Especially since freaking Honey Boo Boo was airing there a little while ago.
Talking about with my sister earlier. Like when she was growing up, MTV played music channels. Now MTV does nothing at all. No music at all. Now MTV's no music at all. Like History Channel had history. Now no history. Now it's reality shows.
Yeah, because TV is trash.
I guess
Cartoon Network originally aired cartoons, but now all they air is Let's Go.
False advertisement on TV channels.
Well, that's funny too, because at one point they lessened, well, I don't know if lesson's the right term, but they had a lot more live action shows at one point.
Cartoon Network had CN Real at one point, yeah.
I don't even know what CN Real is. Was that in like 2010s or something?
2009. It was for 1 year in 2009.
I remember in the mid 2000s.
Was it brief?
They had
It only lasted for a year because everything they did on it was shit.
I don't remember that term.
I remember
Like it was called the block was called CN Real, and apparently they were doing it because I guess they did not think cartoons were that creative or profitable no more at that point.
The only live action show I've seen on Cartoon Network, or well, actually no, let me rephrase that. The only one I remember seeing is Destroy Build Destroy, and that was
that was one of them. That
show.
was one of them, and there was a bunch of other crap. A lot of it's lost for pretty good reason.
Yeah, Destroy Build Destroy was the only memorable one I can remember. I can't remember any others.
Oh.
Yeah, it was hated, but you know, if I remembered it, then it was probably doing something right in comparison to all the other shows. But it's
that sounds familiar to
Network.
me. What was that about? Destroy Build. That sounds familiar to me.
It was
Destroy,
one of the
Build,
shows
Destroy.
on the CN Real block when Cartoon Network tried doing a bunch of live action schlop.
From what I remember, it was a show where kids had to destroy stuff. I think they had to take whatever parts that were good from whatever was destroyed and build something out of it. Things that were destroyed would go from things like cars, for example, and they do it in different ways, like explosions and stuff. I don't really remember what they built, but I guess I had whatever, like, it was, build this out of these parts that we destroyed or something. I could be entirely wrong, but that's what I remember. And it was like a game show, I think.
Yeah, like essentially, I never saw any episodes aside from one that the real George and Roman tried to get me to watch, and I was disinterested the whole time. But, Hauser, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just referring to a bunch of real-life friends that I put into Shitty RPG. I don't even think you know what Shitty RPG is.
Yes,
I think
Snick made a video
less
game.
for that reason.
Snick in middle school made his own video game on RPG Maker, and he's making Mario play it now.
Yeah, let's just say one of the earliest quotes from that Let's Play. Me, you're gonna hate my guts at the end of this MarioTube. No, I already hate your guts.
That's funny.
Well, anyways, so the idea behind Destroy Build Destroy is that yes, they had to blow shit up, build something out of the parts, and then whoever had the best structure wins, and the winning team got to destroy the structure that the losing team made. Hence Destroy Build Destroy, I guess.
It's neat. I might have liked that as a kid. I don't know. Sounds cool.
I think people hated it just because it was on a network that was supposed to be purely cartoons, and it was just kind of seen that way.
I mean, I'll tell you this much: a lot of people hate it. Like, people can hate things for various different reasons. Like, everyone hates Duke Nukem Forever only because it took nearly a decade and a half to actually come out. People hate the Silent Hill HD collection because the porting studio didn't have much to work with, and they're like, "Oh, it's not a perfect port, so therefore it sucks."
I never played Silent Hill.
The thing with Silent Hill is that it's not exactly like Resident Evil. Like, Resident Evil's a lot more simplistic in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
But, in fact, it's to the point where not only do you set the combat difficulty, you have to set the puzzle difficulty. At least in Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4. But yeah, like, the areas are much more open, it's much easier to get lost. Like, I'll tell you this much, out of all the games I played, I frequently would have to resort to a walkthrough, and the only game I beat was Silent Hill 2. But, in short, the HD collection had 2 remastered versions, or remastered in quotes, so to speak, of 2 and 3. Apparently, the source code for the completed games was lost, so the porting studio had to work with beta versions of the games. And given that they're not...
Is that the same people that brought up the why don't you get the original disc and remaster it?
Well, no, a YouTube channel brought that up. But yeah, this is the same game. So... Yeah, because the source code for the completed games was gone, they had to work with beta versions of the games, and since they're not the original developers, I'm fairly certain they probably could have made everything as close to the original as possible if they had time, but this is Konami we're talking about, so they kind of pushed it out the door. So the collection launched with quite a few bugs and glitches, a lot of which got patched out in the PS3 version, at least.
I remember this PlayStation game called Driver.
Driver? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know Driver 3 had a whole scandal behind it.
It was like 5 discs long when you bought it. It was like, what the hell?
Oh, back
when 5 discs long? It wasn't that long.
It was like a big thing, like a big fucking. You know how when they used to sell PlayStation 1 games with like.
Yeah. I actually got a couple of them actually.
Oh, I remember installing those old games. You had just like 5 discs, 5 floppies, or 3 CD-ROMs to install the game. Like.
I saw this guy reinstall like on really old versions of Windows on an old computer, and it was like 7 floppy disks long. It was like, oh, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
Boy. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. Like, that's the thing with. What I was trying to finish before is that, yeah, with the collection, they patched out most of the problems, except for some minor frame rate issues. Like, I didn't run to anything else. And, I don't know, I frequently use the collection as a point where, if the source code for a game is lost, it can be incredibly difficult to port an old game to a new system. And... for some reason, there's some people on YouTube that don't seem to realize that, because one video that was trash-talking the collection, because a lot of people like to trash-talk it, they were saying, Konami, you have the original discs, why didn't you use those? But that's not at all how porting a game works.
And the same people that said, why can't you port KH?
I would imagine imagine they were purists that played KH1 on the PS2, and they're like, oh, the final mix version on the HD collection is not faithful to the original. Square, you had the original discs, just port it.
Yeah, I kind of wonder how developers react to having to make a whole game they made before all over again.
it can be a very
Because they didn't port
expensive and
they
tedious
ported
process.
the Japanese remake one, not the American one.
Yeah, well, the thing with KH1 is that the source code for the final mix version was gone, so they had to rebuild it from the ground up. But it actually helped it quite a bit because, let's face it, the original PS2 version of KH1 didn't really age well, at least in the way you controlled it. So the fact that the HD version, they had the chance to update it so that it played a lot more like the more modern games. Like that was a really good thing.
Plus the skippable cutscenes.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
that was
that
in the
too.
PS2 version.
What?
I think it was in the PS2 Final Mix version, not the original though.
But that was in Japan. We couldn't play unless you understood it in Japanese. You couldn't really play Japanese games
Yeah.
unless you were
Or
that
you
good.
import it.
Unless you're that good. Like, okay, I'm hoping this is save. Oh, delete game. Whoopsie.
Oh no.
Like change weapons.
Speaking of Japanese stuff and games, for some reason people really like to get their hands on games as soon as possible, even if it comes to having to get a Japanese version imported.
Darkside Phil exploited the Xbox Live marketplace to get an English patched Japanese copy of Dark Souls 3 before it was even out in America.
I mean, how's
Wow.
that possible? I thought Xbox was.
I don't know how it was possible, but somehow he did it.
I meant
And
to have a Japanese game first. And isn't Xbox the only American company there is now? Why is it working on Japan?
I don't know. Well, a lot of Japanese companies release multi-platform, at least the big ones.
Okay.
I mean, back in the PS2 days, most of them weren't. Like, from what I can recall, back on the original Xbox, the only Japanese companies that I know released some games on there were Namco, Capcom, and Konami. Square wasn't publishing games on there. Well, actually, Sega was publishing games on there. Square definitely did not.
I think Square was mostly Nintendo and Sony.
Well, at the time, Square was mostly Sony, but they were repairing their relationship with Nintendo at the time.
They had Trouble in Paradise.
Well, like after the Super Nintendo, like when they were making Final Fantasy VII, they kind of hated the N64 because of how it stuck with cartridges, and they wanted to make their games on discs, like on the PS1. So, because of that, I think they almost completely avoided Nintendo throughout the late 90s and early 2000s, but then by the time of the GameCube, they were starting to repair relations with Nintendo.
And that's why their Days and Coded it was on the DS.
Well, they were on much better terms with Nintendo by that point. I feel like I keep stuttering for some reason.
It's what we do. It's what we do. Oh. So,
What the hell?
Can you guys have a topic to talk about, or should we end this early?
Well, there is one thing that I can think of that is pretty big for me.
What?
What happened?
So, apparently my dad told me the other day that, as it turns out, his insurance can actually cover me to allow for me being able to get a permit for driving, so then I don't have to pay for my own insurance until I get my own driver's license.
Awesome.
So,
Hey.
that's really good, because then I can actually learn how to drive, and then I get a job, I hold it for a long time, and then there you go from there.
I don't know how it is. I don't know how it is in Phoenix. You're 18, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter you're 18, but I think it only applies to minors. But in Ohio, you have to have your temps for a year before you go apply for your license now.
Well, I think it's like that in Colorado too. Like, you have to have the permit for a year. I don't think it's true if you're 18 or over. In fact, I've heard something like, oh, you can have your permit for as little as like a couple months and then take the driver's test and then you can get your license or something like that. But I don't know why you'd want it for a month only to then get a driver's license later, unless you drive or learn super fast.
Just I guess for practice, you get, like time to practice.
Well, for me,
unless
it's like
that
needed.
Unless you're just that like skilled, like one day afterwards. Let's go. I know everything I need to know.
And hey, if I do get my permit, it's going to be the closest thing that I can get to for driving by myself, driving the car, but not by myself.
I remember when I got. After, I think I was 21, 22 when that happened, but when I was 22, they started changing the IDs for under 21 to have vertical IDs and over 21 is horizontal. Before that, they were all horizontal.
I think there's something similar, but not. I don't think it's an age. I think it's just in different IDs, because if you get a state ID in Phoenix, then it's vertical, but if you get a driver's license, I think it's horizontal. So
I thought it was to prove that you're under 21, so you can't get alcohol. Either way, like I'm 21, I can't buy alcohol.
I mean,
so they can't.
If it's for your state, then sure, but I don't know.
Maybe it's just the Ohio thing. I don't know it's Ohio.
Possibly.
So
all I know is that there's like a vertical ID and a horizontal ID. State vertical, driver horizontal.
Hauser, how long did you have your temps for you got your license?
I think you have to get your temps. I was allowed to get my temps as early as 15 and a half.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started training around then, and then I took the test when I was like 16,
so
I think.
6 months then. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But in Ohio, you have to take a test.
I couldn't get my temps
go to a special school.
16. Because they didn't start that 15 and a half thing until I was already past already an adult, so everything happens after I graduate or after I grow up. That's what, like when I left Helke, they got a whole new playground system. When I left Morton, they got all new computers. They went from the old Apple computers to new Windows after I left. Like, oh look, like Lamont's gone. Do stuff.
It's because nobody likes you.
I know.
Oh, actually, okay. I had to look this up just to make sure that I knew what I was talking about. Apparently in Phoenix, you can get a motorcycle license if you're as young as 16, but you have to have a permit for 6 months.
Oh. In Ohio, you can get a moped license when you're 14.
Oh, yeah, the 6 month thing is when you're under 18. Forgot to mention that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can drive a moped when you're 14. I used to have a moped.
Yeah, I thought this one would say a year or two, but no, not even a whole year, half a year. But I guess that's good.
But it doesn't matter. You're already 18, so those still apply to you.
I mean, not like I'm gonna get a motorcycle anytime soon.
One minute.
I think I'm just gonna get a car first.
1 minute driving period. But
no.
Speaking of that, you ever get a new battery for your scooter?
No, in fact, it seems like that the seller is just refusing to give us anything back. So, yeah, I don't know what my dad's gonna do about it. Whether he's gonna try and do something with eBay or what. And it doesn't really sound like that he wants to do anything with eBay because I know more about this stuff.
It's too bad because you only had it for what 3 days before you became useless to you.
Yeah. I mean, at this rate, I might as well just get another battery instead of having the seller sell it, or not sell it, give us something back.
I think now since it's summertime, you can go cruising on your scooter.
Well, honestly, I basically come to terms that there's no other way around a car. I mean, there's the bus, but other than a public transit bus, pretty much there's no way around having a car reliably. Uber and Lyft are too expensive to use regularly. I'd only use those services in emergencies if I absolutely needed a ride and I couldn't otherwise, even though there's a bus that's a lot cheaper that runs 24/7, so even then. And yeah, walking is just such a pain in the ass. It's too hot and everything I need to get to is too far for a walk, and well, the heat doesn't really help with bicycling, and not to mention that bicycling just seems to be too dangerous for me because of a risk of getting my stuff stolen, and I've gotten sick of it, so I gave up the search of trying to find an alternate way of getting around not having a car, but unless you use a bus, there's pretty much no other way.
Yeah, unless you have walk like Snick did today and during his first story, and all your bags ripped off. You had to carry everything by hand.
Oh yeah, that.
I am surprised I'm able to play my Far Cry 5 just fine.
I mean, I don't think they were gonna break your arms or anything, but.
Well, I remember. I remember one time my bag broke walking from Kroger's, and I thought, and the house knows how far that is from my house. That's a very far walk. I had to carry bags and all your groceries in your hands without trying not to drop them all.
Oh, that reminds me, actually. I remember one time when I was still in Colorado, when I was a kid, how my parents' cars had to be taken into the shop, and we needed to do grocery shopping. But the cars were still in the shops, so my parents decided that they were just going to have me go with them on a long walk to the store and back, all while carrying a bunch of stuff. It was not a good day for me.
How far is your house from the store?
Let me look it up. I don't really know specifically.
It's like a few miles, or a 20-minute walk, or a...
I'll give you a little bit of information in a second if my freaking computer will let me do my thing here. There it goes. Now I can type.
What about you, Hauser? How far have you had to walk, carry stuff for?
Well, I don't know. I don't do a lot of walking for the fact that I need to do it. I do walking for exercise. So if you're asking me that, I've walked pretty far. When I was in middle school, I dated this girl, the same girl I don't know, this old girl. Her name was Chelsea. Anyways, I dated her, and when she broke up with me, and we dated off and on. One time she broke up with me in high school, and I walked all the way from my house to my friend's house in Inglewood. I tried to run some of it, but it was like a 4 to 5 hour walk, all the way up Martindale, all the way into the back part of Inglewood to get to his house. Yeah, I legit did it.
Yeah, Inglewood's pretty far. It took me 2 hours to ride my bike there one time on the trail.
I walked tried to walk and run the whole thing.
So you didn't go down all the way down 40?
I went all the way down 40, and then I crossed over to Martindale, went all the way up Martindale over Main Street, all the way back there. It took me a long time. I was pretty distraught when she broke up with me. I liked her a lot. One of those stupid things you do when you're a kid.
Love, it messes with your brain.
That's right, man.
Love and hormones. Alright, so Mario, you found out your distance?
No, I tried looking up Albertsons near Northern Colorado, and it just brought me to a Safeway for some reason. So now I gotta manually look for it. It's gonna take me even longer.
So, what's it up? Snick, do you have an onion to tell?
Not really. I mean,
What's an
when
onion?
it comes to walking long distances...
Onions are Snick's... stories about how Snick was an idiot as a kid.
Why? How does that correlate to him being an onion?
It's because of how much Shrek is associated with the videos I did.
He's obsessed with Shrek, and Shrek has his onion meme, so that's what we called it, his daily onion.
Yeah, thanks Shrek on Xbox and his Let's Play for that.
Well, didn't Sparrow first coin the term Daily Onion? In case you didn't know, Sparrow's a guy in the chat that often comes by.
Not here today.
Wah, wah.
Well, here's something I can throw against you guys. I need some feedback on it. I don't.
By
I
the
just
way,
came up with it earlier. Go ahead.
Who's Houston TV? Who's Houston TV?
He's a friend of one of my friends. Why?
Okay, I was wondering. I'm checking the Skype thing. It says watching Houston TV.
On Skype, it says that.
Or on Twitch.
Oh yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 streams open, including yours.
I think there's a new. Speaking of Twitch, did you hear? Apparently, you can't even mute streams anymore. You have to. As 42 people said, you can't mute anymore. You have to have like at 1%. You'd have 1% from the count now, and apparently you can only have like 8 tabs opens now.
Well, it was always 9. I always heard the number was you can only lurk 9 people before Twitch knows you have more than 9 stream opens and won't count them. But I never heard. I don't know anything about whether you can have them open as far as muted or not.
Maybe it was 9, but I was doing the raid with them yesterday, and they said you can't mute the tab anymore. You have to have it at 1% or right below the X thing. So
the volume.
Yeah, apparently muting the tab doesn't work anymore. Apparently.
Well, I can't really do anything about that. There's no way I could be streaming and have somebody's voice at 1% in the background. That'd be just weird.
I know.
Vandalia, I can't tell if the Albertsons I'm trying to look for turn into a Safeway, or if Google Maps is refusing to show me the area I'm looking for specifically. So all I can remember from how long it was probably, well, I don't know if it was an hour or more, but it certainly felt like it was an hour or more.
Long walk for groceries. So there's no stores.
I don't think it was an hour. I think it was probably like maybe half an hour walk one way or something like that. Maybe. Though I can definitely tell you that it was a short distance when you freaking went in a car. It only took you a few minutes. Now it's like half an hour one way. It's ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, cars make a difference. I remember it took me 20 minutes to walk to school. It took me 5 minutes to go by bike.
Oh, jeez.
But anyway,
I used to have to walk upwards and downwards of 5 miles without any shoes to get from school every day.
That was your parents, your dad or grandparents.
Grandparents, yeah. That's something my grandma used to say. I usually have to walk uphill and downhill 9 miles, no shoes to get to school.
But you have something to tell, a question to ask us?
It's just I just want somebody else's opinion about it. I don't really care if it's a bad opinion either. If you don't like it, I just was it's not that important. I was in a Twitch chat and I said something and I typed it out and then I was like, that might actually be a good emote, or it might actually be something funny I can do on my channel. I just typed the word wowzers out and I was like, wow, if I spell wowzers like I spell Hauser now, I can kind of make that maybe either an emote or it's just something that I say like in a funny way. And I just made something to like play when I say it right now. That's what I was working on when we were talking.
Okay, Mr. Inspector Gadget.
Is that what he used to say?
Yeah, he did.
Wowzers. I was thinking like, I'd do something stupid or say something stupid and I would hit this button and then this little like, the word wowzers would come up, or wowzer would come up, and it would be like a zoom in effect on it. I'd be like, wowzer.
What if you set it in a way where it's like wowzer Hauser?
Right. See, that's what when I said that, it all clicked to me. I was like, hey, that might not even be a bad emote. It makes sense. The way I spelled it, I've matched it to the way I spelled it the other name.
Yeah, but whenever I think of it, wowzer, I think Inspector Gadget.
I need to look that up now. Maybe I'll put that as the audio when it plays. Wowzer. Let's see if I can find it.
Definitely sounds interesting.
I don't know. It just clicked to me for a second.
Flick.
If I could show you guys it, I would, but I don't know how. Inspector Gadget. Who did the voice of Mr. Inspector Gadget? I don't know.
Don Knotts.
Oh, yeah. I know his first name was Dom, but I forgot the last name.
Don Knotts. Who's Don Knotts? Don Knotts.
He's an...
Oh, that guy? From the fucking Three's Company?
Wasn't he also the original actor in the Get Smart TV series?
I don't know. I know he was in Andy Griffith.
Was it Don Knotts? Maybe that was Don Knotts then. Was it Don Knotts? Actually, I think it's somebody else then.
No, I think it was. Let's actually look.
Maybe it wasn't Don Knotts. Maybe it was somebody. Maxwell Smart.
No, Maxwell Smart was a character that he played. Hang on a sec. Don Adams. Don Adams.
I knew it was Don something. I got Don Knotts mixed with Don Adams.
Yeah, Don Adams wasn't Get Smart. I was right.
I'm trying to hear what this guy say. Wowzers! So I've watched this cartoon as a kid. It is kind of funny. Wowzer, the way he says it. Wowzers! I might be able to clip this and put it in there when I show that. The fuck? There's a bunch of weird stuff about Wowzers all of a sudden.
Oh God!
You found Rule 34?
No.
Yeah.
Hey, you have Rule 30? You know Rule 34?
Yes.
Yeah, Mario tossed.
I'm on the subreddit. I don't go on there and do anything, but
Yeah, Mario.
I'm on the subreddit for it.
Yeah, Mario tossed about Rule 34.
Yeah, except for the fact that I believe I said Rule 32, and you're like, you mean Rule 34? Like, oh.
Oh, no, I think I said. I thought you said Rule 66.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, that actually you're right, yeah. Like, it's like, yeah, Order 66? Oh.
Who, fuck, I forget what I was gonna say. Who played Inspector Gadget in the live action movie that came out in the 90s?
Matthew Broderick.
Wasn't it Matthew Broderick?
And also the guy from French Stewart, too.
Yeah, French Stewart played him in the second movie.
Hmm.
The guy from Third Walk from the Sun. Yeah,
Now I don't know if I should use.
Yeah, I remember you used to. I
love that movie show.
Yeah, you used to Hulu it or Netflix it all the time.
I liked Third Rock from the Sun. It was the perfect age time for me as far as when I was just getting into TV and like watching sitcoms and stuff. So it just fits right into my perfect age zone. Even though it was mostly adult humor, but I liked the fact that they were aliens and it actually worked. You know how many fucking alien shows that are probably pitched to networks all the time and get pushed down and that never fucking make it? I didn't really like his girlfriend though for some reason, or his wife. I don't know what her name is, but she wasn't that convincing of an actor for me. She called her Nina, I think, or maybe that was his secretary.
The secretary. I did like. I did like the girl. I used to like the girl that played the girlfriend of the
yeah.
kid.
Duh. Oh no, the girlfriend of the fuck. What's his name? He's really famous. He was played Robin in the Christopher Nolan version of Batman. Michael. So he got a really long name. Like 5 first names.
Joseph Gordon.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have a crush on his girlfriend on the TV show.
I liked Harry the most. Harry was fun.
Elite, whatever her name was. Yeah, she was also in the original "Things I Hate About You" movie.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I liked how.
Oh, "Things I Hate About You." Yeah, his girlfriend from that movie was also his girlfriend in the TV show.
I liked how Harry was the fucking communication device. And they would send messages through him. And every time he did, he'd like end it with a sneeze. And he'd fucking just do something weird.
You remember? I remember the funny thing is that they brought up the Twilight. When the big hit came, they brought up that Twilight Zone episode. They both were on the airplane.
I don't remember that.
It's Twilight. Okay,
I know what Twilight Zone is. Yeah.
Yeah. Both William Shatner and him had the same scene of a movie in the TV show, movie where they were on a plane, saw a goblin on the plane.
Oh, really? Is that who's the other him you're talking about? You talking about Harry, the messenger guy?
No, the leader.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I like.
I forget his. I can't remember his name now.
In the show or his real name?
His real name.
I can look it up. I'm looking at Third Rock from the Sun right now. There's one show that I wish I would give my left nut for them to put on fucking Netflix, and I would watch the shit out of it. Is Seinfeld, and I know it would suit.
It's on Hulu.
I know, but I wish it would be on Netflix. It would do so good. It would be so good for them. It would just explode. I would watch every episode. I loved that show growing up.
I picked Hulu over Netflix because I know I can only afford one really.
I would probably pick Hulu if I could. My choice comes from the fact that my dad pays for Netflix. And I just fucking get it for free. So
my mom pays for Netflix, but I pay for Hulu.
I have Hulu and I have Crunchyroll.
Isn't Hulu supposed to be like current show stuff and Netflix whatever?
Yeah. I mean, well, it's Hulu started as like a TV kind of thing. It airs like the last 5 episodes of current shows that partner their networks with it. But they also have a collection of TV shows on top of that, as well as movies.
Is Hulu owned by somebody else, a bigger company?
Hulu is owned by a different company.
I never really looked into that. Who owns Hulu? It says parent organizations are... Wow, there's a lot of them. Owned by Hulu. It's owned by Disney. It's owned by 20th Century Fox. It's owned by NBC. And it's also owned by Time Warner Cable. So it's a conglomerate sort of thing.
Oh, man. A lot of ownerships.
Disney owns everything now.
Yeah, pretty much. They want to buy out stuff.
Oh, I made.
They own DreamWorks, don't they?
I just made 4.
They do not. Universal owns DreamWorks now.
I just made 4.
Okay.
I just made 4 cents.
Nice.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
And now you have flags in your chat.
Yeah.
So what do you think is better, Hulu or Netflix?
It depends. I'll tell you one thing, Amazon Prime sucks.
Oh, I guess
it depends.
I guess it depends on what's the original series. Yeah, Netflix can't really watch this series until the end of the season. If you want to watch it right immediately, you have to get Hulu. I mean, if you're ready for if you're patient.
No, it's funny because the CW actually, they used to air their new episodes on Hulu, but they actually signed a deal with Netflix. Now they can no longer put their more recent episodes on Hulu. Now they can only put it on their own website. But in return, they can now put the new seasons of their shows just a couple of weeks after the season finales air. As opposed to waiting until just before the season premiere is going to start.
The only show I ever watched on only show I ever watched on Netflix really was I checked out to see that Gilmore Girls reunion thing. See what it was about. So I used to have a crush on the girl that played Rory in that show. I had a crush on a lot of girls growing up in TV shows. So it's like she's cute. I'll watch this show. She's cute. I'll watch this show. She's cute. I'll watch this show. That's how I like Boy Meets World.
I just like Boy Meets World was like right in my alley too. I just liked the show. I didn't think Topanga was that hot, but whatever.
I did, and now she was in the new series. Came a MILF. Just kidding.
I like Step by Step.
Oh, that was good too.
Step by step, day by. I don't know who that dad was and where he came from, but he just looked like a dad, dude. He had just a dad face.
He used to be on a show called Dallas back in the 80s.
He was a good actor. He made that show. I didn't really like Susan, whatever. She was all right, but the dad made that show, and Cody was hilarious.
Oh yeah,
and then the son was a good actor, the oldest son. Just like, what did he leave for? I forget. Cody got kicked off, didn't he, because of some drug controversy?
I'm not sure. All I know is at last season they aged the new girl, the daughter. They aged her up, and then they brought in the guy from Perfect Strangers.
Oh god.
Hmm.
Ugh.
It's a good show, man. I miss that. I love that show.
I loved
Mhm.
I loved all the TGIF lineup back in the day in the
Mhm.
90s and 80s and 90s. And TGIF was the bomb back in the day.
I remember on Boy Meets World when they brought in like a wrestler. I can't remember his name, but he was like Sean's dad, or like I don't know if he was Sean's dad or
It was
his uncle.
No, it wasn't Sean. It was Frankie's dad, and it was
Yeah.
and it was Vader.
Ah, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was Vader from WWE.
Yeah, that was so cool, dude. Like that.
They even did a Madison Square Garden live event with them on there. There's like video or pictures of them. I don't like Madison Square Garden.
What I like to hear about is all the stuff that you never really got to know, like the behind the scenes information about these sitcoms and shows, like, you know, why this season only had 6 episodes, or why this season, you know, why this show got ended early, you know, all the scandalous shit. I like to hear about that sort of stuff. I don't really know a lot of it, but like I'm trying to think of one right now. I was like, wasn't there something with Friends where there was something like that? I don't know.
Well,
Or, like-
I know Friends. In the last season, all the main cast got $1 million per episode. That's why it only lasted like 10 episodes, because the network was paying them $1 million per episode for the last season. Like we can't afford this show anymore. Series, and then I wouldn't mind getting $1 million per podcast episode.
Oh my.
Except the podcast here, you each get $1 million.
Well, there's
Wow.
this thing called syndication with big time TV shows, and actors themselves, they just make money off the reruns of their shows for the rest of their life. They almost like, if the shows get paid anywhere, they're supposed to get a percentage of the ad revenue on it and whatever they're making. And they have to, you know, all that has to be added up in their contracts and stuff. But it'd be interested to know how much money Seinfeld makes on an average daily from like just his show in general. Because I know they got to pay them to use the show, so he makes some of that, I'm sure.
Speaking of payment, I have on Twitch. I have been watching like 500 ads to get my bits up there.
Mm.
I'm like I'm trying to get some.
I don't have that option like you do for some reason.
You can't
It
watch
says
that.
get bits, and there's nowhere. When I hit get bits, it doesn't say anywhere watch ads for bits.
At the very top, doesn't it say that. On mine.
Nope.
Oh,
Like I can go to any channel and hit get bits, and there's no option to watch ads for bits. I never had it ever since I've been on Twitch. Or maybe I just don't know where I'm to find it. I'm an idiot or something.
let's see. Let's find it. Yeah, on mine you go to hit the bit thing. You said get bits, and then at the very top it says watch earn bits by watching short ads at the very top.
Yeah, maybe I have. Maybe it's my ad blocker. Maybe that's why it's on. It's never showed for me, but
So all the bits you have,
Well-
you pay for.
I bought $10 like fucking 5 months ago, and I've been using it ever since. So
That would be
I mean,
that would be interesting if your ad blocker just didn't even have an option for you to show yourself ads to get bits, because of the fact that ad blocker doesn't really work well with Twitch.
I know it doesn't work perfectly at all, really anymore. Sometimes
Yeah.
you see ads, sometimes you don't. I don't really know.
I don't think I
Yeah.
get ads because I have Prime, so I don't think I think I'm Prime. I don't think I get ads anyways.
Hmm.
Really sucks. Or unless you want to support people by watching ads, then I guess that's better for them.
I'm not paying them real money. I'm paying them real money by watching. I don't want. I watch the ads, get 5 cents worth of bits, and give them to them without having to pay real money.
Hmm.
They get the money. I don't pay a dime for it.
My brother was supposed to be on by now, but he didn't show
Oh,
up.
that reminds me. One time I watched an ad. Instead of giving me 5 or 10 bits, it gave me 50 bits for watching it. So it's like, bam,
Oh, wow.
50 bits. There you go. I'm like, thank you, free money. If you could, you could, if you wanted to, you could. Not advertise. You could like start another channel, and watch ads yourself and give yourself bits.
Might be people who, well, you'd have to be an affiliate, but
I know, but not the person giving you bits. I mean, you would be affiliate, but your new channel wouldn't have to be affiliate. Be like click, like.
Do you know what they what is that? You ever heard of something called? I don't even know really how it works. It's called bit farming or something like that, or what is it called?
Sounds complicated.
For bitcoins?
Farming, yeah. People buy computers to specifically just click or do something in general to get bitcoins or some sort of electronic currency. I don't know how it works, but that's why there was such an increase in price on video cards. It actually affected the market because people went out and just bought all the video, because it requires a really powerful computer or something. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it raised because people went out and bought so much video cards to farm bitcoins or some sort of currency that the price skyrocketed, and a lot of the newer video cards are super expensive.
I really don't understand why they need video cards specifically, because
I don't know either.
What do you need to display?
Don't know how it works.
Not to mention,
what power do you
Bitcoin
need
just
to
sounds
display?
illegal.
I don't know what they
Like-
need to display, but I know that people pre-order computers that are made by really smart computer people that actually have all the stuff you need just to farm bitcoins and stuff. I don't know how it all works. I got friends who are into it. You can get apps on your phone and just press buttons on your phone to get part of a coin. You press it over and over and over again. Eventually, you get a coin. I don't know how it works. It's weird.
Well, with the term cryptocurrency, it has something to do with decrypting it, I think, or that's just an educated guess, of course. I mean, of course, with the whole powerful computer aspect of it, it must be so encrypted that it requires powerful computers just to be able to do it at all, or well, maybe not at all, but I don't know, at a good pace, I guess. And the whole video card thing also has to do in conjunction with the fact that I've heard, bitcoins are getting really rare now. I never really understood why bitcoins are a limited currency, because it's all virtual. Couldn't you just produce more of it? I mean, we can do it with actual physical money. So what happened?
But then it would lower the value of the dollar if you did that, I think.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that if physical money isn't just gonna get fucked that easily just because too many people have too much money, then why is Bitcoin limited? I don't get it. I mean, seriously, we've had so many freaking dollars being produced by the government, yet we can't even have an infinite amount of Bitcoins? That's weird.
I don't know. I never really understood the cryptocurrency shit. I never got
Like,
it.
I've never understood how it's legal.
And plus, you don't really get any public uses out of it anyways, so unless
you
there's
convert,
like some
not many
sort of thing
vendors
in the
take it.
deep or dark web,
let's
then
convert it back to real money.
I wonder
I don't know how
what
you do
places
that.
you can. What places currently accept cryptocurrency? Let's look it up. Like,
There is a website called eGifter that accepts a lot of kinds of that currency.
You have to be able to convert it back.
eGifter's a website where you buy gift cards.
If you can buy it with real money, you have to be able to convert it back to real money.
KFC Canada accepts bitcoins.
what?
Overstock.com, Playboy, Subway accepts bitcoins, I guess. I don't know where they do, maybe in certain areas, but Microsoft, you can buy content with Bitcoin on the Xbox and Windows Store. Reddit, you can
On
buy
the
premium
Xbox.
features. There's a lot here.
Wasn't there
We'll try to look at
someone
the
that
biggest
farmed
ones.
bitcoins with a game console?
Probably.
I feel like I've heard someone doing that.
Those are all the big ones. All these smaller ones, all these ones on this list are smaller. There's at least 99 ones here. Lionsgate Films.
Oh, that's the guy that did the Power Ranger movie.
Which
think.
what?
I think Lionsgate's the one that did the Power Ranger movies last year.
Oh, the one. Yeah, I never saw that.
Oh,
Actually,
it was okay. It was decent. Like in the TV show, the Rangers were all like perfect kids, you know, like I'm a perfect kid, yay! But in the movie, they were more like they like the Breakfast Club detention.
I watched this. I'm subscribed to this YouTube channel called Variant Comics. I don't know if you've heard of it. Anyways, they just put out videos about comic books, and a while back he put out this video about this guy called Lord Drakon. And I don't know if you know. I don't know much about current level Power Ranger stuff, but like I guess it's a really interesting story. It's only a 4-minute video. You should look it up. But it's Tommy, and it's all in the like. It's really crazy how he got his powers, but he's like the strongest Power Ranger ever, and he teams up. It's in some sort of like set distant future, but somehow he teams up with that lady. I can't remember her name. The witch lady, and they work to take over the continent. He's kind of like an evil dictator. Lord Drakon is his name.
Oh, we got something in my chat. It says Holly the Jedi 93 asked how we all are.
I'm good. I'm good
too.
I'm doing good. Trying to survive sleep deprivation or lack of sleep.
Holly the Jedi 93.
So I guess you're a Star Wars fan, or just like the name.
Yeah, I was trying to connect all that there in my head, like Holly, Jedi, 93. What's the connection? But I couldn't put it together.
I guess some girl or guy named Holly, like Jedi, and the year 93 is either her birth year or something else.
Yeah, it's definitely Tommy. He's got the power of the White Ranger and somebody else.
He's green. Tommy's been the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Red Ranger, and the Black Ranger.
He's like super strong. He's an evil, an alternative reality who rules Earth with an iron fist from a dystopic and futuristic angel grove. I don't know what that is, but he's really cool. I didn't know about this character. It like makes me want to read Power Rangers comic books.
But yes, all of us but Snick have a Twitter.
Even though I don't really use mine to begin with. But if you really want to follow me on Twitter, then sure, but don't expect anything out of my account.
We're all tweeters. I wasn't a tweeter up until like a few months ago. My friend convinced me I should get one.
I wasn't really too fond of Twitter much, mainly because, well, to me, it's just like all the other sites like Tumblr, except you have a very small character limit. And when I was trying to use Twitter and get into it, I wasn't ever fond of the whole mini character limit thing. It just seems like a stupid gimmick that kind of hurts the whole site entirely, in my opinion. Even though it's super popular to begin with anyways, but to each their own.
I'm going to take this gadget. What's that sound? It's like someone's fucking hitting my door. I'm going to take this clip of Mr. Gadget saying wowzers, and I'm going to clue it in with my word that I have as an animation zoom on, and it's going to be like, whenever I feel like pulling it up, I'm just going to hit a key binding, and it's going to pull it up, and it's going to be like, on the screen, it's going to say wowzers. And that's going to be where I'm going to start with that and see if people like it. They might not.
Yeah, I still need to figure something out with you whenever you put exclamation mark work. Like, I need to make that some kind of command or something.
Yeah,
I never really got around to it.
You need to get... I don't know, do you guys use any bots in here?
I've used bots in the past on my Twitch account years ago, so I have some experience with it. Specifically,
Stream Elements is in here. You guys have Stream Elements? Because Stream Elements comes with commands.
Yeah, I signed up for one, but I never got it working here.
You have the Stream Elements in here. It's already in here, but they don't have the lurk command. You have to make your own lurk command. See, it shows you how long I've been a follower. It has all these basic commands, but it's easy to do. You log in your stream elements, you go down to chat commands, you put !lurk, and then you type in whatever you want it to say, and then it's a command.
Yeah, me and MarioTube Brian get this thing stuff set up, but we're never talking, we never around except for the podcast anymore. So you can't.
It says I've been following you for 3 years and 4 months.
Probably that sounds about right. Probably.
That was a long time ago.
Back when we probably did our first stream together. Back when you did streams like once every 2 years.
Let me try this. What does it say for me? 1 year.
1 year, yeah. I just found out that command was a built-in command. I didn't know it was. Because I was going to make one for that. I really didn't know it was. Oh, boy.
So did that?
Well, everyone's got a follower now. Also, what?
Do they make that for subscribers too, or just follow?
I don't know. Just scroll up and click that button that shows you the commands. I don't know if there's one for survive. These are just basic commands that come with the program. They got accountage. It was created. They got bet. You can chat stats.
Hey,
commands, confess.
Snick, you try it, Snick.
Do what?
Type in followage in chat. See what it says.
I don't think Schnick, you don't have a Twitch, do you?
I do, but not on the phone.
Oh.
And I don't use it, really.
Check your desktop. Get on your desktop real fast. See what it says. Yeah, Mario's been following me for 1 year. Snick's been following me for
what?
You have to type !followage in chat, and it'll tell you how long you've been following the channel.
I do, but not on the phone.
Oh. Echo.
The new double cheese crust.
Yo, shut up about your goddamn pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, if you type enter, you're entered you can buy tickets for a giveaway. Put me in the giveaway, man. I want tickets.
Followage?
Oh, it didn't work.
Like,
Probably
you have to type follow and
there it is.
age, but it's all one word.
Oh, you're not following
Oh,
me.
now I'm not following you. What the hell?
That's not funny.
Don't have me. Don't have me do this goddamn mad scientist. What the fuck? I am following you. God damn you!
Oh man, there's one called !
This thing
accountage.
goddamn
If I
broke
can
my
spell
damn
that right.
freaking.
Hauser was created 6 years, 1 month ago. It's real.
Yeah, six.
God
Oh,
damn it.
let me see mine says.
Mine was 4 years, 5 months, 2 days, 6 hours ago. 4-year Twitch anniversary.
Four years.
6 years.
6 years.
6 years. I apparently I beat Hauser by 4 months on Twitch.
How dare you? How dare you?
6 years, 5 months, and 16 days ago.
Actually, wait a minute. If my thing was created 4 years ago, that must have meant that I had my first stream at some point, either just before, or during high school.
Pineapple pizza.
Pineapple pizza?
I don't like it.
That's just a.
Alright,
That's just kind of a dumb argument that people have. Oh, no pineapple on pizza. Oh, yes.
It is a
pineapple
dumb
on
argument.
pizza.
I feel like it's a dumb argument. I
It's
really
just
don't.
like, who cares? It's a topping, apparently, so why the fuck not?
I thought is it popular in the whole? Must be popular in Hawaii. Must be popular in Hawaii or people that have lots of pineapples.
Yeah, I mean, Hawaiian pizza has pineapple on it. I don't know if it has anything else.
I guess where it depends where you grew up at. Because apparently where we grew up, apparently in Northridge, is a school south of where me and Hauser at the school that apparently they eat peanut butter with their chili.
She's like, wherever this is like, what do you guys think about pineapple on pizza? And MarioTube's like, who cares? It's a topping on pizza. It's like, it's pretty funny.
That'll be hey. That's okay. That's gonna be the next quota on the Kingdom Hearts Let's Play. MarioTube. Who cares? It's a topping. for the quote.
Oh man.
Yeah. Right now, until I figure out how to do it myself, MarioTube edits my Let's Plays because I still figure out how to work it. But at the beginning of every Let's Play, we have a quote from the podcast that appears.
God damn it! Are you gonna put the damn cheeseburger song in there?
Oh god.
You better not.
I personally don't like pineapple on pizza. That's my opinion about it. That's just me. I stick with the traditional pepperoni, cheese, and more cheese, and even more cheese. I mean, that's just all I need for a pizza to be good for me.
Yeah. I don't like it. I use right. Sometimes like different sauces. I try different sauces sometimes. Like I try garlic sauce, or I try like buffalo sauce, or like.
It's not. I don't know. It's just, Lamont was sounding like Bubba Gump from Forrest Gump. He's like buffalo sauce, taco sauce.
Taco sauce.
he's like you know how Bubba Gump goes. He's like popcorn shrimp, sweet potato shrimp. That's what he sounded like for a second.
I mentioned that, and I did.
All right, calm down, Bubba. Whatever.
Hey, he's a rich dead guy.
Bubba Gump. I actually read that Forrest Gump book about 5 months ago.
I read that book in the '90s when it came out. Not really read it. I was at Ken's. It's a pharmacy where we live, and I was there and I skimmed through it. I read the book real fast. Like skimmed through it like.
And so that means you read it.
Yes.
What did you think about your Ken's Pharmacy Forrest Gump skimmage 5, 10, 15 years ago? What was your opinion of the novel?
It was hard to find the good parts of the movie in the book. Like okay, try to flip through there. Okay, nope, not there.
Not to mention, there were some deviations that the movie took from the book. In fact, the book was more of a dark comedy where people took advantage of Forrest Gump being an idiot.
Yeah, last podcast we were talking about that, about books and movies and the differences between them.
That movie and that book are nothing alike. In the book, he becomes an astronaut. In the book, he's an idiot savant who is extremely stupid, but really, really good at math and sports and music. So he becomes a musician. He travels. He's so smart at music or at math that they make him a scientist at NASA to solve. They actually send him into space to be their backup computer, so that if the ship were to crash, they could use Forrest Gump's brain to solve all these complex math equations to guide the ship back to Earth. And so they crash in a jungle somewhere, and then they live with this tribe who uses them as like slaves for like months. And he best friends a monkey, and he has a monkey in the book, and is like, I don't know. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. But the movie was really good. I won't admit that, but it's a weird movie to watch with your family. I'll tell you that much.
What?
Because you're like, oh well, this is a good movie, and then there's that scene where Forrest Gump like jizzes. You're like, oh. What? I don't want to watch this with my dad. This is weird.
Yeah. Didn't his girlfriend die of AIDS or something?
In the movie,
yeah.
Jenny dies of AIDS. Yeah, at the end. There's another book. The Forrest Gump book was just one. They go on to do Bubba Gump Shrimp Company as the second book. He becomes.
They were playing a sequel to the movie that I think it was going to be called Gump and Co. or something like that. Like,
that might even be the name of the second book. I don't remember.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, like, it was going to focus more on the shrimp company, but then the movie never got off the ground.
Yeah, in the movie, how he, I don't, I don't know if they did the book too or not. I don't remember the book that well, but in the movie, they're like he started Apple and he started all these different companies, like the Smiley Face company.
I didn't even know that. I know what you're talking about. When he puts the T-shirt on, he's like, and he runs in, and then he runs into runs over a pile of shit, and he's like, what does he say? Shit happens or something like that, and they make it into a T-shirt.
Yeah.
But the movie is not. I don't know. The movie's good.
And he met all the presidents.
It's like, I got to pee.
He showed his butt to when. I forget who showed his butt to. I got wounded. See.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's time we start heading off in the sunset. I'm probably to leave by raiding somebody.
Yeah, you need to be doing that, man. It's really good. At the end of your streams, you should always raid somebody. It's a great way to network. It's really easy to do too. I don't care who it is. It could be anybody. Just don't raid the people that like the streamers with like a bazillion viewers.
Yeah.
Nope, they don't care. They don't care that you're raiding them with 10 or 11 viewers, however many.
All right. So, anybody have any final words?
No.
All right. Here we go. Well, today we learned that. God damn it. Today we learned that Forrest Gump was a funny movie, but not to watch it with your parents. We learned that you shouldn't carry bags more than 2 miles with heavy stuff. And we learned that the 4 of us can ramble on about anything we want to talk about. So join us Tuesday for more Talking Time with Caffeine, where we talk about other stuff. Oh, we learned that Mario can get a license anytime he wants to. I have no idea what we learned about. We learned nothing today. So enjoy the randomness. Never stop learning, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See you guys. Are you all getting off here?
Here we go. Let's see it. 5 raiders. And die.
My phone's about to die. Oh, you raiding Sergeant Nope? I got him open on one of my tabs. Let's see how it goes.
Stream's over.
Not yet. And
Where the fuck did MarioTube go? Where the hell did he go?
Me?
Oh, you didn't leave. Okay. Well, you vanished.
Well, I vanished a couple of times. The first time it was because I thought that my dad called for me, so I came out. He didn't, so I came back, and then he called for me the second time. Or, not the second time, but...
Okay.
My phone's
So-
at like 10%.
Jesus.
So podcast just ended.
Yeah, it did. Can you play Shitty RPG? Can you play Shitty RPG? Can you please?
I'm gonna eat dinner soon. I'm gonna wait till I eat dinner.
You are? After dinner?
You and Vandalia are pretty much guilt tripping me, so whatever.
Yeah! Well, Vandalia was guilt tripping all of us because he wants to appear and shit, so we gotta grant both of our wishes.
Though Vandalia better stay for it this time, because the last time I did
exactly.
it, he
What
left.
last time I got sick.
Oh.
You got sick?
Yeah.
Don't get sick this time.
He got schnick.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did
yeah.
get schnicked. Well, guess what? Schnick's got freaking sore arms from trying to lug 36 cans of Pepsi to his freaking house. But no, he's playing freaking Far Cry 5 right now, while during the podcast, I got to go on a freaking map that recreated Nakatomi Plaza from Die Hard, and I went freaking Clint Eastwood and get my 44 Magnum, just going up the building. Even though Clint Eastwood wasn't in Die Hard.
I never actually saw Die Hard.
It's pretty good. In fact, one thing that a lot of people seem to forget is that some people consider it a Christmas movie.
I know I've heard that over the years. I really should see it.
Pretty much. It's only a Christmas movie in the sense that it's set near Christmas.
Hauser, I used your email in the chat.
Though it
Use
is
my
kind of
email?
it is kind of curious though, because the first Die Hard came out in 1988, the same year the final Dirty Harry movie was released.
No. Hauser, what did you say, Hauser?
Oops.
I just misunderstood what you were saying. I got you, Mom.
Oh, now stop streaming.